I didn't choose to come to Anholt, not to live here at least. I came here by coincidence.
An old man once said on the island that it's a lifetime therapy living on the island, and I agree, it is. You get a lot of things moving out here. You get a lot of what I think is very perfect is the quietness and the calmness and the nature, and it does demand something of you because you have to be in some kind of peace with yourself, because when it gets quiet, it's really quiet. I like a place where there's not so many people, there's a lot of space, a lot of ground. If you do not rest in yourself, you will have to learn it very quickly, otherwise you'll go mad and you'll go back to the mainland, where there's a lot of noise and a lot of people and a lot of things happening all the time. The worst part about living on Anholt? Oh. Yeah, there must be something. The worst part about living here. There's no bad things about living here. There isn't. That's the way it is. I really think that the human race is meant for something else than the big city. We are a part of nature, and we need to be a part of nature as well. When you go out alone and it's rough weather and you can feel the wind and the cold, that's when I feel alive, and that's the meaning of life. You are part of nature. The idea of Anholt gin came one evening. Me and a friend, we were discussing all the juniper berries on the island. The main ingredients in gin has to be juniper berries, and on this island we have maybe 10,000 juniper bushes. When we have all these juniper bushes and the fantastic water we have on the island, we agreed that it would be worth a try to make a gin that you could actually drink as it was. We made the most crazy drinks, and most of it was thrown away because of the smell of it. To have the gin become perfect, the berries needs to be perfect as well. But eventually we got nearer and nearer something that would remind us of a gin. It seems it's actually very easy making a gin that tastes good. You just need to have the right things to make it out of.
What makes Anholt special for me is the landscape, and it's a sort of wilderness. Denmark is very cultivated, and this is one of the places I've seen that is a little bit wild, and I like that. And then that we are only a few people here, so there's a lot of quiet. The community on Anholt is special because we are dependent on each other. We are not each other's best friends. It's not like we are this collective, but maybe it's more like a tribe or something. That we are dependent on each other, but we can also have conflicts with each other. It's necessary to find a way to cope with that. Sometimes I feel lonely and isolated, and it's also part of why I stay here. I think it's necessary to feel lonely and isolated sometimes, because then I appreciate more to be with people. Anholt is inspiring me. The nature or the landscape is my biggest inspiration. But mainly it's the peace and quiet to work.
Well, I'm helping the carpenter guy. I'm also a carpenter guy, but I'm not the one in charge. Sometimes you need to have a lot of jobs on Anholt. Living on a small island like this, we're only 130 people. There's some kids, there's some elderly people, so the working force is not that big. And Anholt, being this far away from the mainland, is a community that has to work by itself. We cannot depend on the fire department from the next city, and we have to manage ourselves. So if you're able to do some kind of job, well, you have to do that job. And that sometimes means that you have to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. You participate and you give what you have to give, and everybody has to do something to make the things work. I like the feeling of people helping each other, even though it's not their main job. It's a good thing that people step forward and help each other. In the main season on Anholt, we are not only 130 people. We will be maybe 6,000 or 7,000 people on the island. It's much more, I would say, stressful in the summertime. In the wintertime, that's when you are able to do all the things that you didn't do in the summer. So there will be a lot of jobs waiting for you once the guests leave the island. It's much more calm. It's you have all this space. You have the calmness. So it's like two different islands, actually. I would say that I prefer the winter one. The winter island is much better.
I'm teaching once a week in the outdoor school. I never planned to be a teacher, but coming to Anholt and living in a small society, it's necessary to have not just one thing that you do. It's very difficult to earn the money from one job. So I started doing lots of things that I never thought I would do. I love teaching or spending time with the children these Wednesdays. I really like it a lot. I like to talk to them and to see how they do things, how they develop. I would like maybe 50 more persons to live here. A little bit more activity, a little bit more children at school, just to be a few more. But yeah, we'll see about that.
A small community like Anholt depends on new people coming to the island. We need some, we need families, we need children, so the school is running, and we need new people to move here. Well, sometimes you feel this panic situation because the ones who live here, they say, well, nobody's moving here, and the island's going to close, and the school is going to close, and everything's going to close. We decided to move to Anholt when we had our oldest daughter back in 2006. We believed that Anholt would be the best place to let a child grow up.
Da jeg gik i 7. der gad jeg ikke lige bo herovre, men jeg synes, det var ret træls. Og så havde min mormor sagt, at hvis det var, måtte jeg jo godt flytte hjem til hende i Svindinge. Og så sagde mor, nej, det skulle jeg i hvert fald ikke. Og så sagde jeg, godt, det gør jeg. Og så gik der lidt tid, og så fandt de en skole. Og så sagde de til mig, at nu kunne jeg godt flytte, hvis jeg ville. Puster kom væk. Stop. Så gik det op for mig, at det gad jeg egentlig slet ikke. Og jeg savnede at være hjemme, fordi nu har jeg ikke været hjemme i 2 år. Og så her efter sommerferien, så skal jeg tage sådan en EUX. Det er både sådan en gymnasie og en erhvervsuddannelse. Altså når jeg selv skal have børn i hvert fald, så skal de bo herovre. Fordi jeg tror, jeg har haft den bedste barndom, man kan have i hele Danmark nærmest. I hele verden måske. Fordi at man får bare lov til at være barn lige så længe man har lyst til. Det der med, at man kan lege overalt, hvor man vil, og ens forældre behøver ikke være bekymrede for, hvor man er henne, fordi man kan ikke rigtig blive væk. Altså, og alle kender alle, og det er bare fantastisk, synes jeg. Jeg skal bo på Anholt.
45. 42. 66.
I won some candy without sugar. That was it. I'm gonna cry now. I'm very, very disappointed. Next year, we're gonna take 2 ducks and 1 goose. Yeah.
If I feel too lonely, I go out. I go out for a walk. Or I spend time with the horses.
Kom.
I like it very much when there's snow. The first years when I lived here, we had quite a lot of snow, some winters. It was wonderful, but it's been a while since we had a lot of snow. I think I'm satisfied with life here at the moment, but for sure, I think about it once in a while if I want to go somewhere else.
Kom. Embla. Ro på. Så er du fast. Så er du fast her. Sikke noget. Sådan. Kom. Sådan der. Så fint. Så fint.
When I look at myself, I see that when I spend too much time here, as many months without leaving, it's like my view upon the world gets very narrow. So I travel to see other things, to talk to other people, to get a broader view on what is going on in the world. Yeah. And to remember that it's not only the small island and there's a lot of things going on out there.
I could not imagine moving back to the mainland. Now I know both sides. It would be it's just an awful thought. I'm staying here.